Now, there's a lot of artists in this country, all kinds, singers, dancers, painters, graphic artists, sculptors, or whatever, the poets, writers, they're all artists. And everybody thinks that, boy, if I'm an artist, if I want to get a grant from the government, I have to go to the National Endowment of the Arts. Well, that's true, but that's just one place, you know, and there are other places that artists can go. And don't forget, every state has artist money, like the National Endowment of the Arts, but at the state level, so you have to check there. And then also remember government contracts. You know, the government buys more artwork, you know, than anybody else, whether it's a painting in their wall or if you're a writer to write something, you know, and that's available. But also, now here's the other place, is the Economic Development Office. There are states, particularly local states, and local communities and economic development areas in certain areas that have money for artists to be employed by themselves. You know, as a struggling artist, well, why be a struggling artist? You're going to create something in the economy if you're not struggling, right? So maybe you'll hire somebody. So there's money to help you make a business out of your art, give you something recurring that gives you money over and over again. Now here's an artist, you know, that got like, about $3,000, $2,500 to do a video on how to paint people, like, or something like that. It was a how-to video. So as an artist, she could create income. So they give her all the money to help start this little business, yeah. And actually, that program is not only for artists; it's for nonprofit organizations, even for for-profit organizations or whatever. It's to help culture. I mean, that's what art is about, to preserve our culture. So that's why artists now have to look at other than the obvious places. That's where the opportunities are. If nobody else is looking there, man, then if you're the only one in line, you're going to get the money. So watch her and learn how she got that money. So you can too. Look in the right places. Watch. So Annie, what's your full name?
Annie Strack.
Okay, Annie. And what do you do?
I'm an artist. I specialize in maritime paintings and seascapes.
An artist that specializes in maritime paintings and seascapes. That's great. And what medium, what kind of art do you do with seascapes?
Mostly watercolors. I dabble in oils and acrylics a little bit and mixed media, but mostly watercolors.
Wow. And you said you just came up here from Louisiana, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. And how did you like Louisiana?
Oh, I loved it. We've been maybe moved 7 times, I think.
Oh, really?
So we've lived all over the U.S. and we lived overseas for a while, but Louisiana, New Orleans is my favorite.
I think it's like going to another country, you know, New Orleans, and it's just wonderful. The people, you see the faces are just so different than you see anywhere else in the country. Yeah, I think it's a special place. How's it coming back?
I think pretty good. I think we're doing very well down there. Everyone's rebuilding. The economy is bouncing back, I think, better than the rest of the country.
Really? Yeah, we're all in the pits everywhere.
I mean, it's still bad in Louisiana, but it's bouncing back really fast and strong.
Now, you got a government financing for doing something. Explain to us what you got.
I got a grant from the Louisiana Cultural Economy Foundation, and it's specifically for cultural providers, nonprofits, businesses, and individuals who work in the cultural industry, whether they be artists or musicians or performers, and it's for economic development. So my grant was...
Sorry?
My grant was for as an individual artist to expand my business.
So you got a grant to expand your business because you were in the cultural-related industry. So you could have been an individual artist or a business, like maybe a gift shop or an art gallery. Pardon me?
Yeah, even for-profit businesses can apply for these grants.
I see. Wow. And what did you do with the grant? I mean, what was it for? Like, what was your... why did they give you the money besides just being a great lady? Huh?
Well, actually, there are grants that are available just because you're awesome. I never got one of those grants.
I see.
My grant, apparently, I'm not awesome enough.
Right.
But my grant was a project grant, which most grants are. They're for specific projects. And my project was to create a video, an instructional video, and my video was how to paint seascapes.
Wow.
And this video was something that I could then sell. It's something that I put on television, on public access TV, and it helps me. It provides income. Selling the video provides income, but it also provides a product that other artists that are emerging can learn from. So it was educational, but also an economic grant.
Right. So you got, putting on your business hat, you got money to develop a new product to sell, right? So if that was your business side, but now your artist side is doing the product, right? So, and the product was an instructional video on how to paint landscapes and seascapes?
Yes.
Wow, that's terrific. How long is the video?
55 minutes.
55 minutes. Well, how do people find that? I mean, if we get people excited about that video, where do we find that?
Actually, you can order it on my website.
And what's that? AnnieStrackArt.com.
There's a link at the top that says videos. Now take it to the ordering page to buy a video. The videos are $24.95.
And how much again?
$24.95.
Wow, very reasonable. And you got money from the government, to produce that video. And how much was it? Can I ask?
My grant was $2,500.
Wow.
Which is the maximum for an individual artist. Businesses and nonprofits could apply for up to $5,000.
Wow.
And that was enough to do one video. But the video provides income. So it's kind of a cyclic grant because this was the seed money that I needed to produce the first video to make that income stream.
Right.
Now I'm getting income from it, and I can go ahead and produce more videos.
Exactly.
And so it's a cyclic income, which when you're talking about an economic development grant, that's one of the things they look for.
Yeah, I see. So it's really creating jobs is what this money is all about. Even though you're an artist, right, that you're getting some seed money to increase your art business, let's say, and then possibly you grow it and you hire new people, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a seed money to start a cyclic income and to spread that money out.
How complicated was the application?
It was one of the easiest ones I've done.
Really?
Actually, this one. It's because I also write for nonprofits. I've written some other grants.
Oh, I see. So for nonprofits, they're the complicated ones, right?
Much more complicated. And you're dealing with other people when you're working with nonprofits because you have bookkeepers and accountants that you have to get information back from. But for an individual grant, it's much easier because you're not having to outsource all that. You have all the information at your fingertips. You have your own tax returns. You don't have to go dig them up from somebody else.
I see. So it was just a tax return and then filling out the blanks and writing a statement or something?
Basically, yeah.
Really?
I wrote a one-page narrative. I wrote a budget. You have to outline how you will spend the money and be kind of specific. I'm going to spend this much on this part of the project and this much on this part of the project.
So in other words, you went out and got the price estimates for what it cost maybe to hire a camera person and things like this?
That's exactly what I did.
I see. And then budget that out and say, well, see, this costs like $22.50 or whatever. And because you just went out and priced these things like a normal person would do if they fix up their kitchen, huh?
Exactly. I just got estimates. And the estimates were very vague. I didn't even have a written estimate. I just got vague email estimates. And so they were off a little bit. They didn't actually match what I spent, but it's okay. That's expected. You write your final report on a grant. You actually submit your invoices and your canceled checks so that they can see what you did spend.
Oh, so at the end of the project, that's what you did? You showed the canceled checks and the invoices to show them how you spent the money?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, that's reasonable. I mean, I'd probably want that if I give my kid $2,500 to do something. I want to make sure he wasn't in Acapulco, I guess.
Well, same thing. Yeah, they wanted to make sure I spent the money as I said I was going to.
Yeah. Well, that's good. So as a taxpayer, I'm appreciative, that they do that. And what do you think is the a lot of people fear dealing with the government at all, and it sounds like you've done this before and things like that. So in your experience, what do you think is like one of the biggest misconceptions that people have about dealing with government money?
I think people think it's a lot more work than it really is. It's a lot easier than people think.
I believe it. I get biased, and I hate to say it. But then again, even if it is difficult, who the heck else is going to give you that money?
That's just it, yeah. And you might get rejected every now and then, but when you do get the money, it makes it so worthwhile. And especially in projects like this where it produces a cyclic income, I would have made my video if I hadn't gotten the grants.
Right.
But getting the grant freed up my profits to spend them somewhere else.
Right. Well, that's great. And also, I think what it is, to me, it's nice to get that affirmation or the affirmation or whatever that word is. Somebody thinks you're worth investing in.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's all we've done. Particularly as an artist, you must, it's tough. Life is tough out there. We get beat up every day, so it's nice to get positive feedback.
Yeah, I'm very good at accepting rejection. I get it all the time.
Oh, really? I got some ex-wives too, but that's what life is. I wrote about 100 and some books, and only 10 have made anything, I got garage fulls. If you want to wallpaper your basement, let me know. I'll send you a couple thousand books that I never sold to something. But I think that's what life is about, is failure and rejection. And that's what I appreciate artists. And you say you're an artist, but you're really an entrepreneur and part of economic development in our country, which I think is the growth area in our country, is the art we have. Because we no longer make stuff too well. But this right-brain stuff. Pardon me?
Yeah. In Louisiana, where I got my grant, arts and culture in Louisiana is the biggest part of our economy.
Oh, I see. Well, there it is.
So the money that is spent by taxpayers to make my video goes back into the economy and taxes.
Right.
For every dollar that is spent in Louisiana that the government spends on art and culture, they get a return of $8.
Wow. So they give you $1 and you're bringing in $8 from the for the economy. Oh, that sounds work. The bank nowadays. Pardon me.
And related items. Culture in Louisiana is the biggest industry.
Mm-hmm. Have you checked out what's available in Pennsylvania yet?
Not yet. I'm still very new here. I'm just getting settled in.
Well, I know, from back when University of Pennsylvania has a program just for women entrepreneurs there to help women entrepreneurs. So if you're and if you just call, the best place to find this kind of stuff is really your local library is probably good. But when in doubt, just call Harrisburg and call the state capital operator and tell them you're a new business in the state and looking for help. And they'll hook you up with somebody local and stuff like that to help you. And now Pennsylvania's pretty progressive in that stuff. Helping entrepreneurs, because it's one of those industrial states that's it's over a little bit for most of it. So they got to keep investing in new ideas and trying to find out, where their future is. And so I'm sure there's help and assistance there. Well, you're a delight. So can we see your work on your website?
Absolutely.
Okay, so your work's on the website.
.com.
Okay, right, and I'll put that up on there too. And also, we can buy the DVD if we want to know how to watercolor. Huh? Is it for any level, or do you have to be a master?
If you're very advanced, you're going to learn new things. But if you're a beginner, you can easily follow along.
Wow, that's terrific. And you're going after PBS too, huh?
I am. I'm currently on 29 stations throughout the country on public access.
Oh, wonderful! So you're they call that bicycling it around at stations. One station, another. Anyway, maybe that's an old term. 29 stations around the country. That's terrific. And that's the way. There's, everybody thinks you need a lot of money to do something, but look, you got your instructional video, and you found an outlet already to be on 29 stations around the country, and so you didn't have to spend $5 million for a Super Bowl ad.
No, not at all. Actually, I've spent nothing on advertising at all.
See, that's terrific. Isn't America terrific? Well, say hello to your husband. I hear he works for the Park Service, and that's great work, and we need that in this country too. And thank you for sharing your experience.
Thank you, Matthew. It's been a pleasure.
My pleasure.